store. They take photos of this map, and quite a few of them buy small goods on set, probably as an expression of their gratitude. This movement was also reported in local newspapers. We did the interview research on some of the enthusiastic fans last August. As you can see in this slide, as you can see in this slide, they frequently visit the Cafe Dream, and surprisingly, the two of them went on a pilgrimage more than 100 times. It's true. It's true. There are some opinions on the charm of fun of pilgrimage. From this, we can understand that they have fun by studying the intersection point of two worlds, fictional two-dimensional world and real three-dimensional world. As you can see, naturally, the enthusiast fans, this slide, want the local governments to have some cooperative attitude for anime pilgrimage. But the opinion at the bottom is also noteworthy. To have respect for the anime and the fans' feeling is important for other players, such as local governments, companies, and us, the researchers. Next, we go on to pilgrimage notes. We have analyzed these 5 volumes of the notes since 2009, when the second anime series was broadcasted. Let me show you some points. Fans write various things, such as their travel route, thoughts on pilgrimage, impressions of Cafe Dream, the schedule of the day, comments for the previous entries, etc. And some fans draw illustrations of Harriet characters or sometimes other anime characters. These notes function as communication media for fan community, and we can say these have become tourist attractions already. These are some of the results of our analysis. Let us not forget that these numbers are just about the people who wrote in the notes. Here you can see the period, total entries, the number of handle names, the largest number of entries by a single handle name. He wrote 77 times. Probably there were the pilgrims who just visited Cafe Dream and didn't write in the notes. So we can only say that at least several hundred people visited there to feel the atmosphere of Harriet World. The important point is the existence of repeaters. The total entries of the pilgrims in the top 10 amount to 355, which is to say that about 1/3 of the total entries were written by the enthusiastic fans. Where do pilgrims come from? As you can see, and as expected, Kinki and the Kanto district have the large percentage, but I found it interesting that the number of pilgrims from Kyushu district is bigger than those of Shikoku, whereas much closer to Kinki district. Anyway, it is turned out that the pilgrims come to Cafe Dream from all over the country. Hokkaido and Tohoku district has 1 pilgrim respectively. In addition, we found 2 pilgrims from the United States and 2 pilgrims from Hong Kong. As you can see, the number of fans who write their SNS social network service accounts on the note is small, but the situation is different in the about 10%. But we found that that's very By doing this, and to the top 20 fans who frequently visit Cafe Dream and write in their pilgrimage notes, 65% them allows other people to know their SNS accounts. By doing this and by communicating through social media, they seem to create strong fans community and are maintaining it. Indeed, as to the fans I met during the research, their main tool for communication was social media, especially Twitter. Another interesting point is that about a quarter of entries have illustrations of characters. Thanks to these illustrations, the attractiveness of pilgrimage notes are strengthened. Okay, let me show you 2 recent movements. One is that the discussion on anime tourism in Nishinomiya was actively held on the web and various ideas exchanged this April. The other is the establishment of a new volunteer group named the Kansai New Culture Promoting Association, whose aim is to spread the attractiveness of manga and anime or light novels in Kansai areas. and they are planning to hold the Haruhi event this August. Well, that's all I have to say about Haruhi fans. Next, what about the other players? I'd like to point out these 3 points briefly. First, we need to keep in mind that Nishinomiya City, especially where Haruhi secret places are scattered, is known as the quiet residential area in Kansai district. So there is no absolute necessity for tourism promotion, although through subculture. Rather, it is highly likely that the local residents want to keep a calm environment. This is all these sages. Normal residential areas. This is the essential difference between Haruhi case study, Haruhi case and Lucky Star or Keion case. We are located in a small, which are located in a small-sized suburban community. But on the other hand, as shown in this slide, according to a questionnaire survey through the community website of Nishinomiya, the public awareness of Haruhi is higher than expected. 84% of respondents know Haruhi in some manner, though few in number. And more importantly, the severe disapproval of anime pilgrimage was not found in the open-ended question. So, though based on a small account of data, it could be said that the anime or anime pilgrimage are not completely rejected by Nishinomiya students. Here you can see some of the answers to the open-ended questions. They have a positive evaluation, basically. Okay. Okay. And then what about the people who are doing businesses in Nishinomiya? We did an inquiry research on the members of the Junior Chamber International Nishinomiya last week. All of them were under 40 and doing businesses in Nishinomiya. As you can see, the degree of recognition of Haruhi is very high, nearly 90%, and also the fact that Nishinomiya is Haruhi's sacred place is well known. About 70% knows that. As expected, they are positive in utilizing Haruhi series to promote commercial activity and tourism promotion. More than 18% agree with the utilization, blue and red and green. But we need to keep in mind that there are the people whose main interest is business, and the number of people who have the experience of reading or watching Haruhi is relatively small. It's just about 10%. Most of them only knows the title of the Haruhi series. Then what about the residents of Sacred Place? We managed to collect some voices from so-called Nagato apartment, Nagato mansion, where one of the main characters, Yuki Nagato, lives in the anime series. After taking permission of Home Owners Association, we posted a questionnaire and got 14 answers. The member of houses at the apartment is 60, so it's just small in number, but it can be helped. The age of respondents is shown in the slide. The proportion of middle age and old age is high. As you can see, most respondents know Haruhi somehow, and also they know the fact that their house is regarded as sage by Haruhi fans. That's their frank opinion should be shown. Some residents expressed their uneasy feeling in contrast with the citizens of Nishinomiya in general and people who are doing business there. They cannot agree with Haruhi pilgrimage without any conditions. We must pay special attention to their feelings. Indeed, they have the right to live in calm environmental space, environment. This is the most harsh opinions. And here are other opinions. As you can see, there are indeed various types. In summary, understandably, there are various types of opinions. Citizens exist in Nishinomiya who have different interests on anime pilgrims. So this fact makes the managing and developing the anime pilgrimage of Haruhi more difficult. Thus, as to local government, the Kyogo Prefectural Office did research on the local vitalization through subculture several years ago, and the detailed plan was proposed in the report, which is partly shown in the next slide. This research team has dismissed already, and there are no specialized sections on subculture tourism promotion in Kyogo Prefectural Office now. So this plan is just a plan, but their work is most appreciated. Now the final question. Which directions do Haruhi and Nishinomiya City go from now on? The answer depends on the interactions among various players like this. There are 5 main players on this issue, but let us keep in mind that a certain player, for example local residents, involves different, sometimes opposite opinions inside. So the solution to reaching to a consensus would be more and more difficult. So the final section on the research framework for anime pilgrimage, I can't go into details. What I want to present is 4 future directions of our research. I think what's important is having wide view to accumulate case studies on one hand, and at the same time we need to inquire into these phenomena and grasp the essence of them on the conceptual and theoretical level. As for us, I and my students are going to continue our case studies, and in addition, we'll start the research on the other forms of subcultural tourism, namely events and visits to museums in Kansai before long. In this presentation, I have shown the overview of subcultural tourism in Japan, especially of anime pilgrimage, and reported the results of our case study that covers everything I want to say. References and acknowledges are shown in the next slide. I would like to acknowledge these many people who have been involved in this research. Thank you for your attention.